Interestingly enough, Henry, I don't think we were the worst at dressing today. Green does not really go with orange, and that looks like how
I like it. It's
okay,
it's modern, it's contemporary, it is out there. That's what he's about. But either way, this is a blockbuster game. It is a recipe for a big one. And we'll see whether SK Gaming can kick things off in style here with two smokes, flashbangs, and aggressive play, of course, from Glaive. It goes towards the party area. He's somehow snuck behind enemy lines here. So this is going to be quite interesting. In terms of the general approach from SK, they're waiting for this aggression, though. You can see them holding up at the T-steps. We have got Fur waiting towards a playground position. No kits, just a note for Astralis. That bomb goes down, but things become very difficult indeed. We have expended 2 decoys towards the B site, and we're heading towards A for now, where Glaive has fallen back towards long A, and he'll be able to challenge Fur at this point, along with Fallen.
Should be able to do so with relative ease, as Fur heads up toward long, Fallen as well. Taco is going to start to hold off the front of the bathrooms. Fallen's already cleared inside of connector, so the 3 players toward B, 2 and A. Very passive strategy that Astralis has. Gives a lot of room for SK to get close. 2 players without armor. A straight shot. Fur is able to take down Glaive. I've got no noises, Henry. I'm not sure about you, but tough to tell. As Fur finds a second kill in Kiarby as well. He's going to swap over to the USP, back off the site, and immediately it's Bolts that has to hold off from the truck toward the back stairs.
Well, at this point, we have no kits, remember. And it's going to be the retake coming in from Astralis. 3 versus 5. Fur to open things up. He's been playing lights out Counter-Strike as of late, and it looks like it might be enough. We might not even be going for this one. We're going to save the armor from what I can see on the Astralis side. Might as well. They're going to be force buying into the next round. This round is done, and we'll see whether they can hold on to the USPs here. It's a really difficult decision to make. Obviously, it's a pistol round. Everyone thinks, well, we might as well just go for it. It's 5 on 3. We're not going to be saving these weapons, the default pistols. That armor is worth $650, and it means you do have that for the next round. You're going to get deagles. You're going to save that money. There's no point in throwing it away in a round that's guaranteed to go against you.
Bolts will sit all the way back. You're right in saying so. So interestingly enough, first round pistol is the round in which we see an early call for the save. Usually that's the second round pistol. You still try and contest and get kills where you can, but unfortunately they won't do so in this particular round. Fortunately for the point of excitement, I actually think it adds more to the late game. Or I should say, the next few rounds, CT side.
Well, there we have it. It will be Fur to open things up. Only 2 frags required. As I said, Astralis save the armor, meaning they can get a little bit of force buy mentality going on here with some save cash as well. They haven't had to go all in. Deagle CZ, a couple of smokes for Zipex and Dupree as well. Watch out for Dupree with that Desert Eagle. He can be quite the demon with that particular weapon. And we have a pretty standard setup. 2 CD players towards the bathrooms, not boosting or anything. Let's be holding up as Dupree falls back. We have got quite a focus on the Mac 10 zone. 1 Galil for Bolts as well. Taco with the only real rifle there, the AK-47. And presumably, with the utility, we'll get some long control towards middle as well. And we're actually going to be falling back from A. So they've shown presence there, push the CDs back right to the bomb site, and they'll potentially head back towards the B area. We have got this boost towards the B bomb site itself. Zipex with his teammate just showing that they can hold it off if required. It's Glaive that's going to be boosted up here, and Kiarby looking for anything he can and gets his head blown off in the bathrooms. Luckily, it's through a wall, so he'll be able to stay alive for now. He'll certainly fall back. Bit of sound for you there, Matt?
Yeah, maybe. Not quite sure yet. I got the game noises at least. Fur is going to jump around to Mac 10. 1 of 3.
Yeah, this will be an A finish. Smoke down at the end of long A, and Dupree in the little cubby hole. Nice overlooked position in CSGO. We'll see whether he can get that going. Oh, good flashbang from his teammates, but can't find the shot just yet. It's Fur to take him down. It cracks open the A bomb site, and we'll still have Device there defending him. He gets 1 kill, but that will be it. Now it's up to the remaining CTs to try and get something out of this round. Quite a long one. We'll go get the bomb down at the 8-second mark, but that's absolutely fine. Zipex will get 1 consolation frag if you like. He's got head armor, and he'll get a second. This is actually looking quite interesting for him now. No kit to work with, but he is causing damage to the financial situation of SK.
Certainly is. The second shot as well was pretty impressive as he jumped across behind the stairs. Able to snap to the left, but he'll have to fall away. So round's gone. Unfortunately, even after a smoke grenade, it takes forever to pull that pistol back out.
Yep, the IKEA pistol, you've got to assemble it yourself. can be a little bit tricky in those sort of situations, but there it is, SK Gaming with the 2-0. Let's just talk about Astralis. We saw them a couple of times yesterday. Obviously, the first game was on this map against NIP, but you had to obviously take that with a grain of salt because they had Zonic playing for them, right? Obviously, Device, he can go toe-to-toe with Fallen. We've seen it many times. Well, we've seen it one specific time where you absolutely ravaged him on this map. So this should be a very good game. If Device can turn up, if he's got over the health issues he had yesterday, then maybe Fallen might meet his match today. We'll find out. And this round will be relatively simple. Firm, Bolts, Fallen, all just finding the frags required. There's going to be just Device remaining now as he tucks himself in the corner. He'll get a little dink off there on Cold Zero, but that's about it. There certainly is a bonus situation, is what we call this in the business, with 3 MAC-10s, one of which has been upgraded. Cold Zero is having none of that nonsense. He knows he wants to get round to the board. It's best of 1. Instead of just focusing on the financial situation, he's want to be looking at the bigger picture, maybe not taking so many risks there. It's certainly a bit of a gamble to keep 3 MAC-10s. We have got 3 unarmored heads for Astralis, meaning those 2 MAC-10s from the previous round can cause some serious damage. Device with the AWP, and it's not the same story here for Fallen. That's what we call it, the bonus round. It's a little bit of a potluck as to whether you can get things going here. You just need that opening pick, and then it snowballs.
So the 3 AKs carried over again for SK Gaming as Device gets onto the op early. A nice run boost gets Glaive in position, but with no smoke, and Bolt so far forward inside of Monster. His feet spotted quite quickly. Bolts follows up to find Zipex as well. Losing only Taco on the approach. Gives the site to SK to go 4-0. Smoke down high heaven as well, and a nade through.
This could be done already. This could be another safe call. You can see the kits have gone down. B-bomb site's open, 4-on-3. They've got no positional control. They're falling back. Such a difficult round, and that's amazing from Bolt. So entry frag potential from him. A player that's been superb since he rejoined the roster. They said it in the pre-game that he's kind of grown as a player since the Luminosity days. I think his time in Immortals has made him very, very capable of actually picking SK Gaming up and getting them back to the full-time #1 spot. It seems like this overall package is looking great so far. And Bolts, he'll single-handedly win the round there. In towards B, Taka goes down, gets the information. 2 kills come in, Zipex and Glaive drop, and I try to keep everyone alive here for Astralis. That's the objective at this point. Dupree will find Fallen. I think he only had the MAC-10 at that point, so that was absolutely fine. Round done, 4-0. This is pretty much a must-win game for Astralis as well, right?
Oh, absolutely. No, it is a must-win game.
Yeah.
That's without saying. I mean, the fact that Cloud9 and NIP are still in this group and have looked great is a problem for Astralis. They have to win this game to, I think, even give themselves a chance. I don't know. I can't say that with absolute authority because there's obviously the tiebreak system and the overtime lost point system. So depending on what happens between Cloud9 and NIP, okay, if NIP has an off game, if Mongols are able to upset anyone at all, I mean, there's lots of factors in that. Actually, I take that back though because Mongols only play Astralis and 1 other, so that's not really much of a chance at all, in fact. But that, yeah, this is pressure on early, and naturally, therefore, we've already had the timeout call. You can see Zonic behind them on the headset, as well as Freddy, who flew over with Device. He made a point of staying behind with him the extra day to make sure he was had someone to take care of him on the plane. You know, you don't want to fly alone when you're that sick, obviously. Absolutely. And Mia, the psychologist for the team, so they're both nearby. Obviously, can't be communicating during the game, but yeah, this is all hands on deck for them.
Boost coming through in a push off short, but first says no. Double headshot coming in. They just run into his crosshair. He sees it coming. It's an aggressive stance from Astralis, but nothing gets done whatsoever. They're getting absolutely torn apart here. The B bomb side especially is where all the action's going down. Zipex to try and recover the situation. He sits in the smoke, but he's got players all around him. Can he get anything done here? The pressure's mounting. He is behind enemy lines. There's one. The smoke down makes things very confusing. Zipex trying to save the round. It might be enough at this point, but it's a 3-on-2.
Zipex back out short tunnel found by Fallen. That's going to be the round gone, I'm afraid. Device with the AWP has got a tough decision to make because they've saved so many times previously. But even though he's at jungle and close enough to the site, good flash timing.
Here we go.
As he takes down Taco, he still has to make a decision. Bomb gets planted late. That'll give him more time without a kit to try and get back inside of the site. But Fallen knew where he was. Good flash in, and they just take the fight immediately.
That's good. As soon as he fires the shot, they know his position. Throw the flashbang in. He's still got another player there to play with the bomb. He's got the AWP and no kit, and he'll be outflanked once again. But this play was just phenomenal. The control and the confidence, that's what we've come to expect of this guy. Very strong indeed, and it's going to be not so much a force buy here from Astralis, but with the maximum loss bonus coming in and the money they've saved, they'll be able to buy up fully into the next round. So they go for CZs, Deagles, and Glaive with a cheeky little MP9 there as well. Fallen gets on the AWP for the first time. And we'll see whether this partial buy from Astralis yields any sort of result as we head into round number 6. It's Fur to open things up. What a game he's having so far.
Fur's going to try and spot out Device. Gets taken down immediately. Cold Zeros responds with the AK-47. So at least one kill on the pistols so far, but overall it's still the advantage for SK. As a result, boost for Zipex. That's 2 players at B therefore, and 1 still rotating out toward top mid.
4 on 3. Still could be challenging for the SK boys here. They've got their smokes, their flashbangs, a couple of Molotovs to work with here, but the CZs and MP9 are not feeling too confident right now, but you never know. All it takes is one sneaky position to be overlooked, like Dupree's in right now, and maybe he finds an AK-47 and can turn the round on his head. It's going to be a tall order for sure. SK Gaming certainly biding their time. They'll make their way up towards long in the connector, and Dupree spotted. That was the position we were looking out for. He goes down to 15 HP. Molotov's raining in, and he's funneled back towards Taco. Down he goes. And this is looking very good from SK Gaming. Not giving anything away at this point. No mistakes being made. Keeping decent numbers up. Let's see if Zipex and Glaive can even find an opening here. SK still not committing. Is waiting for the mistakes to be made, looking for people to hunt for information, and there it is. Glaive has to do something from the bathrooms. Then MP9 gets nothing done. And Zipex, I guess, if he finds one here and can deny the bomb, he might have something to work with. There's the first kill, but down to 19 HP. He'll fall back and try and save the AK-47, but Taco, hot on his heels, takes him down. Nice little headshot to finish things off.
Yeah, good read. From Taco, nothing going Astralis' way. They'll have to regroup in this particular round, but they've got lots of money this time to do so. Double up may even be a possibility for them. Dupree's already gone from M4, though.
I wouldn't say against Fallen and the way SK are playing right now. I think you just want to have the crossfires and the bomb sites and work out what the problem is. Let's give Device a chance to actually start being dynamic, right? Let's get him towards B. That's been a massive problem for them at the moment. Let's see if he can get the opening pick. They're trying the aggressive stance. It's not really working. I think just hold back, allow Device to have a bit of freedom, and we'll see whether he can actually find some openings here. But so far, SK have read them every single round.
Falling out toward B as always to try and lurk late, but it's going to be Taco and Fur. Bolts all evaluating the front of bathrooms. Dupree does have Devices, the setup we saw yesterday with Zonic on the op that fell apart early. Does have Device behind him on the flower pot, and he's going to hold off the solo angle inside of the smoke with Device at long. There's no second approach, so a chance that he only had to watch one angle, but still gets obliterated early.
Both of them coming in at the same time and giving them 2 targets there. Dupree can do some damage, sure, but he can't find the frag. Another advantage, and SK we'll just wait for the reactions to come through. Astralis, once again, in terms of utility, they're on the back foot, got 1 smoke remaining. Incendiary there, but Device, he knows he has to go hunting here. And it won't work out for him at all, will it?
Gets taken down immediately by first position. Kiarbi's watching already behind them because he's sat in the open. Good response. Does get Fur as well. Zipex may have gone down, but Kiarbi still has a chance. Bombs down to the front of the bathrooms. Unfortunately, he's got to wait some time for Glaive to be part of this because he's still rotating from the back stairwell. So thankfully he's cleared the inside of the ace site. That gives him some room to breathe. He'll get Glaive to confirm it and they'll fall back, but bomb is now grabbable for SK with 37 seconds. That's enough time to go either direction from where they are.
Kiarbi might have done enough there. Fallen's in the B bomb side by himself. Assumed that was clear. At this point, Glaive takes him down and makes this a very realistic situation
and
now.
The bomb was about to head that direction. So as soon as they picked it up, they're both running toward the stairs. So that's a huge find because it forces their hand to go back toward A. Kiarbi should be reading this. He's got 46 HP and Glaive's not convinced. He's actually toward Monster as well. I would have thought he'd at least play toward Connection Stairs because that way he can rotate if he's wrong in his guess. And unfortunately, it's a much longer rotation from where he is now, which will be confirmed. Kiarbi will see the Molotov. No chance for spraying from where he is, but Taco so low, Need.
Oh,
doesn't quite get him. It puts him down to 5, in fact, so he's so extremely low. But Kiarbi still wants to wrap back around. Does have a kit for Glaive to work with when he arrives, but Kiarbi's got to wait again. He's going to try and go for the flank Glaive. But even as he evaluates this angle, there's a rotation going in behind him from Cold Zero, and I'm afraid to say that Cold's probably going to be more aptly and suitably timed to take him down. And unfortunately with Kiarbi gone, that'll be the case. He does. Okay, fine, Taco. Now he needs to turn around. Now he needs to realize the situation. Again, has the kit, but no smoke. He's going to look too long. Cold's not there. This buys more time. And he just sits to wait. AK doesn't need to peek it. Does face back. Whoa, 7 HP. Didn't really need to, but 7-0 for SK.
Just brilliant from Cold Zera. Fair play to Astralis. They did everything they could. That was the closest they've come to picking a round up so far. Glaive in the 1 versus 1. He was aware of the possibilities there. Cold Zera with the long con back towards bathrooms all the way around. His teammate Tack on 5 HP. Somehow negating that grenade. He'll get 1 and make it a very realistic situation for the world's best player. Comes from the bathrooms and just plays it perfectly. It's very well done. We'll have another eco here for Astralis. This is looking quite desperate now. CZ's P250s, the MP9 for Glaive once again, and Fur, he's just hungry for frags at this point. He's had enough. He just wants to end this game. As he heads towards short, a little bit of damage inflicted, but not much. A boost from Kiabi looking towards the connector. And indeed, the short pipe, we'll see whether he can find the opening. It's certainly possible. It's a nice little boost. And actually will almost work out, but needs to be very careful with. See you later.
Glaive takes Fur back. So at least something to work with inside of the site from the MP9, but yeah, Astralis are in a tough position. Glaive, good boost, does find bolts before he can get the gun drawn once again, but still they have problems in the fact that they have not picked up any weapons based on where they get the kills, but they're swarming in well. Taco goes down, the bomb is out in front of Monster as well, so they've got to rotate. This buys time. And there is an AK picked up with that time.
This is the first time we've seen some sloppy play coming in from the SK side. It's up to Fallen to try and recover the situation. Cracks open the A-bomb site. Rips off the head of Glaive, and at this point, it's advantage SK once again as Zipex and Device. Zipex and no armor and 15 HP, trying to stop this bomb going down, but it's Fallen actually selling everything here. The bomb goes towards B. Fallen happy to go down with the ship at this point. He's pulled the rotations over, and Cold Zera with the AWP can actually plant the bomb.
Well, that's the interesting thing, is that he's going to let Cold plant with the AWP rather than the AK-47 to play the post plant. 28 HP as well. But bomb planted and Fallen has rotated. He has moved around to try and find a little bit of support for Cold.
Oh, so frustrating for Astralis just as they start getting something going in this round. It's up to Cold Zera now to pick them off one by one with the AWP. And he'll nail the first shot. He is a very proficient AWPer in his own right. Up to Zipex now, the low HP. He's just going to be saving. Oh, he's going back towards that. I think there was a different weapon available, the AK. He might as well try and pick that up. He can't win the round at this point. So he'll do what he can. AK in hand. Look for one of the opening kills, but without the kit, this is over.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. 8-0 SK. This is abysmal. Astralis as well on overpass.
They've dropped off in this map.
Yeah, absolutely, but still, I mean, dropped off from being the best in the world on it, I would have said.
Yeah.
To 8-0 is still remarkable.
Your problem right there. You've got one of your absolute star players on this map, Dupree's on 1 for 7, and that's just not going to be good enough to take
especially because he plays front bathroom. That's such an integral part.
Yeah, right, and no one's really fragging at all. We've got Kiabi, another one of the young superstars of the team, 2 for 7. Device, we are looking for him to be the talisman here on overpass with the AWP. 3 kills after 8 rounds, and no one's turning up here. They're getting picked off one by one. Any openings they get, SK Gaming so intelligent with the tight clutch situations. They just keep outplaying them. And we'll get into round number 9 here. Number 5 available. No real adjustment from the Astralis side. We'll have a look as to where Dupree and Device are held towards, both in middle. Dupree, like he said, in the bathrooms area, this time joined by Device. He looks a little bit rattled. He's not as aggressive as he usually is. He's not going towards top of middle or the connector. He's just holding back in these timid positions right now. And he's being caged, and that's just not what you want when you have Device on your team.
Fur's going to rotate around. Try and cover off mid slowly, but it's a different approach entirely from Astralis, staying more passive on A and getting a little more investigative at B, if you will. Zipex specifically toward Sandbags. No one really checking Monster. Oftentimes you'll see them playing the opposite side of the entrance from Sandbags.
Without Fallen, AWP hasn't really had to use it too much. They'll get long control. Like we said, CT just giving them the entire map here. And Fallen struggling a little bit with this jump. It can be quite tricky. There we go. As he gets up there, trying to open things up. Most always jump behind that APC and try and get information, then flash and take their pick. And we'll see whether this smoke towards the bank will give any sort of resolve for the SK side. A final execution coming in with 15 seconds remaining.
Good find from Dupree. He went forward rather than back because he knew they'd lost long. There was nowhere for him to go. Cold Zera's got to try and find him, but Dupree's smart to the task, wraps around inside of bathrooms and finds the kill. That gives Zipex a chance, and now a chance overall for Astralis on the round. Fast to the site, but Fallen was posted and ready. Glaive takes Fur. Fortunately, it is just Fallen with the AWP. Come on, you can't let him get that kill with the pistol. Kiarbi will finally put him down, and finally Astralis pick up a round.
It's all down to Dupree at that point. Like we said, a player that hasn't really turned up yet on overpass. You can see he doesn't really look too fired up at this point. He knows that's his first real contribution into the game. It was a good one, though. He gets the round up there. They managed to keep 3 players alive, and Unfortunately, SK Gaming looking very strong. They can get another full buy here. 4 AKs, the AWP, all the utility. No compromises on the Astralis side. They actually get a bit of an upgrade there with Zipex and Kiabi now on the AK-47s. They have the utility required as well, but they are fully invested into the round. We have got Device on about 5Ks. It wouldn't be a devastating reset, and he's going towards top of middle right now. He went for that first pick, and he'll be trying to open things up. But Fallen is on the other side of the map. He'll be looking to get in towards that B-bomb site, try and find the opening. We do know a lot of players like to favor that barrel position, and he's waiting for a mistake to be made. Will anyone overextend and allow him to find the first pick?
Fallen.
Oh, the timing on that.
That's a very unfortunate occurrence as he looks away as soon as Glaive slides into his vision, or rather where he was previously posted toward as Zipex jumps across the safe side jump to see what's going on inside of water, and it's Fur that's still close, but they'll get shut down with a smoke. Good find from Glaive therefore, because no smoke at Monster. That's the next approach. And now, with 5 players still alive, they're not out of this half at all. Especially because if they can bring back the money,
did you see that?
This round, it could be huge. I didn't quite catch it because I was looking at the money, but Zipex finds it through the wall.
Yeah, lines it up perfectly, like taps away, like knowing exactly where they are. That was really sick. If we can see that from his POV, I would love that. But still, it's going to be a 5-on-2 now. Fur and Coldzera up against it. They're certainly capable of winning these sort of situations. They'll try and do everything they can. If they can't win it, find 2 or 3 kills, limit the money for the future rounds, and that could be an idea. But Coldzera will drop, and it's up to Fur now to do the damage. He'll get 2. That's not bad at all, but there it is. 2 rounds in a row from Astralis. That's what they needed. They had to avoid the reset there, and we've got 1 more buy for SK. It won't be the strongest. He might have 1 compromise here. Get the AKs and the armors out, but here's Glaive getting it done. Finding that kill on Fallen, the timing there was just ridiculous. Fallen was watching that angle for about 15 seconds. The moment he looks away, he gets CSGO'd, and it all falls apart.
So Device on the op, last buy for SK. Keep in mind for SK, yes, they're through, but that doesn't matter. They want to take Astralis out of this tournament when they can, which could be in winning this game now. It's 1 less team they have to worry about later on that has given them trouble in the past. So Device was a big reason last time they played on this map. This time he has an op. Fallen does not. We'll see if he can get rolling with it. He's yet to really, in my opinion, be substantial. So Taco gets well and truly inside toward the drain pipe.
Yeah.
Smokes down as well on top of the ramp. He'll go above, but it's Bolts that leads the charge. He's forward and finds Glaive, trading back off of Taco. That gives him a chance to plant the bomb, and more importantly, he sprays through and finds Zipex down toward Pit. He'll continue forward as well, but finally Device puts him down. It's down to a 3 versus 3, and Fur's already watching flanks.
No kits again, just to note. Astralis are going to struggle this retake. I assume there's one available on the B side. We'll go for a boost here. Kiabi's got to feel brave.
Much money in Sue, by the way.
Yeah, it's interesting. They haven't got a single one here, but still, we'll see where they can find the opening here. They've got the utility, the smokes, the incendiaries to buy them some space here as they make their final play. It's Dupree coming in from Monster, has to open things up. Good HE grenade, but it might be too late. Fur and Coldzera have done the work. Dupree behind enemy lights. He can get the double spray down, but it won't happen. And SK Gaming managed to avoid an eco there. Another round in favor of them. And it was down to Taco. He doesn't get any kills there, but you saw the movement, the timing he got in there to take the distraction away as his teammates went up towards short. He goes down, but then he gives space towards Bolts to find those 2 frags. And Bolts is playing an absolute blinder right now. As we'll go into round number 12, it's going to be a force buy. Like we said, Device has a bit more cash than his teammates. So he brings out the AWP, but a CZ for Zipex, a Famous out for Kiabi, 1 kit. Device and Zipex almost no nades whatsoever. So grim times, and Device knows it. He needs to start having that superstar performance on this map that we know he's capable of. This round especially, get the opening pick. And Fur, look at him. He's just having a good time right now. Up long by himself. Knife out. Not a care in the world as his teammates take a bit of attention away. He could just run up to the A site here and have no one challenging whatsoever. I don't think they'll see this coming.
There's been holes. Yeah, oh, well, they will now.
There we go.
They will. There's been holes in the defense that long continuously for Astralis. Time and time again, to be completely honest. Every single time that they work out in that direction, they get by bathroom connected. Dupree's been struggling to win his exchange. Again, you talked about the double peak early on. That doesn't really matter. He still needs to find 1 in that situation, I'm afraid. Kiabi turns around, realizing there's some AK spray coming down from the stairwell. He'll go for the reverse boost as a result of it. I don't know that they made noise or not. Certainly not. Bolts. Thought I heard 1 step, but Bolts was not ready for it. Tough to tell what I can hear. As Taco slides back with the AK. He'll continue to hold off B together, and they'll wait bombs back toward the stairs, so it's all a matter of process at this point in time for SK, but a man down early certainly helps.
But managed to make these sort of plays by himself. It's Dupree in this difficult corner once again. He needs to be flashed in if he's going to stand a chance to take down Fur here. Fur probably won't check it if he gets aggro from the bank area. I feel like they've got him locked down here. Should be a guaranteed kill on Fur.
one of the two. Even if he checks it, Glaive needs to trade it back.
Exactly. So it's going to be very tricky for him.
Ooh, that makes it more interesting though. If he's that far away, there's time to reset the aim, and Fallen now has the cross position covered. Molotov down, he doesn't check Dupree. That's a benefit for him, but he still misses the shots on Fallen, who's posted toward Glaive, and even if he doesn't, Device thankfully finds Taco, because otherwise Glaive would have gone down to him. It's a 1 versus 4 for Cold Zero. He'll walk in, good trade back, doesn't really matter at this point who stays alive for Astralis. The rounds are all that matter, it's their third.
Yeah, Cold Zero just wanted to go down there, 3 seconds on the clock. He struck, tried to see what he could find, he gets 1 kill and goes down, but that should be money gone now for SK, finally.
Crucially, no bomb plant.
Yeah. They actually get some breathing time here at Astralis. We'll see what kind of buy comes through. We have a bit of a partial buy from what I can see, taking each player down to about $2,000. Bolts and Cold Zero can afford the armor and CZ combo with just the Glock here. So, Astralis should be almost guaranteed this round. They certainly need it. Still in recovery mode. It's still fine. 9-6 still possible, and that's an absolutely acceptable half. But just the way it went down in the first 8 or so rounds, it just felt like Astralis were completely blown out the water. But finally, they get a bit of wiggle room here. Dupree should be able to find some kills here. He does get tagged up and smokes to buy himself some time while he calls to the rotations here. He'll fall back. He doesn't really need to challenge that close. He's got the rifle. He knows it on pistols now. Wants to be working with his teammates who are currently on the bomb site. Back he goes.
Device posts to cover his backside and watch main door, and they'll both reluctantly give up position and go inside of the site. Good find from Glaive to get Taco, but it's Karabi toward long this time instead. So a full change. As Glaive gets aggressive as well, his positioning could be crucial. The problem is, with no information toward connection in middle, you almost don't want to go, and good to see him turn around. You don't want to go too far, because you can just wrap around behind them and lose track and give up the B site. So he's better positioned to stay where he is.
This is ambitious from Cold Zero. CZ in hand. He'll be spotted there. Zipex definitely saw some nonsense going on, and Glaive, there it is. He did get towards T-spawn, but he might be dropped.
Dinked as well.
Zipex, this could actually all fall apart. They're going to get 2 rifles out of this map, and it'll be a 3-on-3 with not amazing positioning on the B bomb side. It's up to Fallen now, who's got the bomb, and he'll fall back towards A. This is just a perfect example of how to force rotations and confuse your opponents. Just as you find everything towards B, you hit the A site. You've got players waiting in the back lines here, but Kiabi could save the day. He is at Optimus, and we'll see whether he can find the first frag. 10 seconds remaining, just has to deny this plant.
Kiabi takes out Fallen. Cold is immediately to snap into his face, and unfortunately there is no time, so they'll back off. They don't need to lose guns carelessly, to be fair. Fur will go down after time, though, and that does mean he doesn't get any money, and they were already on only a second round reset. So 1950 for Fur. That's going to be costly. As SK sit on 9. Astralis pull this back to 9-6. Go to the T side, there's a chance.
Absolutely. SK have certainly looked like the more dominant team here. We will have a buy into this round. Not the best with the saved M4, a Deagle for Fallen, little utility. We do have the 3 AKs. Fallen with Deagle, no armor, just to note. Times. That would suggest to me some sort of set piece eventually coming through, like a wall of smokes towards B is usually favored by the Brazilian side. Aggressive stuff coming through from Zipex. This time it works out, finds Taco. Opening pick, full back, job done. Hold the crossfires now, you have the advantage, just try and hold on to it. Glaive adds to the total. That's the unarmored Fallen going down, and Kiabi probably wants to consider falling back at this point. He holds the connector. It's up to Fur to try and recover as he enters the bathroom there.
So Glaive sets with the smoke ready. Bolts has been phenomenal this game, but he'll have to step up. In fact, won't at all. Neither will Cold. Glaive and Zipex find the final 2 kills. 9-5, they've definitely given us something to look forward to in the second half, because I have to say at 8-0, I didn't think that was going to be possible, but 5 of the last 6. And SK will buy into the last round with very little to work with. Just pistols pulled out. Decent utility, so look for a fast play and potentially a plant for the SK side. Device on the AWP again, and this time kits on everyone except, oddly enough, Zipex, who couldn't afford one. As he starts it off, it's Bolts to get the trade, though. CZ75 will take down a rifle from Kiabi. That'll be picked up and carried over. It's Taco to hold on to it. The rotation has to be swift. This was always going to be a fast play with the smokes toward B. Zipex is ready on top of the boards, but it's fallen to find him instead. It's still the one-man advantage, but Cold is posted and ready for the door to be opened, and for Dupree to walk into it.
Here we go then, a chance. We still only have the CZ. Oh, now a MAC-10. 1 HP for Fallen and Device rotating with his AWP. They're both on the B bomb site here. coldzera waiting. Goes for a jumping shot. That actually does a little bit of damage. Can you imagine if that worked out? Well, we'll probably commit towards the B side considering he saw one of the players fall back. Device, though, doesn't even need his AWP. Pulls out the pistol, finds coldzera, and presumably the round as well. It's down to Fallen with 1 HP here to try and clutch it out. 2 versus 1.
Yeah, absolutely. 1 HP. Pulls this off with a CZ and a Mac 10. That would be pretty stupid.
Well, they've done it by the looks of things, 9-6.
Yeah, certainly. And a pistol, we go 9-9. This is a game I didn't think we would have. This is a massive turnaround that Astralis, as we mentioned, they're more in dire need of the win. SK, I think, they have 8 points, keep in mind. It's not 3 straight wins. It was the
overtime wins.
Exactly. They're 2-1-0-0, if you want to look at the whole breakdown of it with the point system. Good find from Glaive as expected. 9-6 is where we end, but Astralis need 3 points. That goes without saying at this point, being 1-2 after a slow and sluggish start yesterday.
We'll find out how this one concludes after the break. Do not go anywhere.